One thing I want to talk about in this video is like I just made a slideshow for my seminar that I'm gonna have on Monday, and we're gonna talk about a really interesting thing in GuitArmin school. Okay, what we're gonna talk about is the importance of melody. Okay, and this is something that I just thought about it, like, and it's like so amazing. About, like, imagine it's just melody is just this thing we learn from tunes. Like, all the tunes you learn have a melody, right? And what's interesting with melodies is just the fact that the person who wrote the melody, the person who wrote the song, is literally giving you information about how to play over the tune. Okay? Like, think about that for a second. Like, the person who wrote the song is literally giving you information about how to play over that song, okay? So instead of thinking about improvisation as this weird thing you're just doing by yourself, okay? Instead of thinking about like it as this separate thing, now you're thinking about melody as like, okay, if that's your framework for improvisation, like, how would that influence your playing? Like, if instead of you thinking like, okay, what scale do I play over this chord, or how do I improvise over this tune? Like, what I want you to do is like, okay, what is the melody, and what does the artist tell us about that melody? So if Charlie Parker wrote Billy's Bounce, which is a blues, it goes like, okay, that's the beginning. And that melody, a short blues head, this is like, most people know this melody, right? You have a lot of information here, okay? You have a lot of information that's gonna guide you through improvising over a blues, okay? You got, like, you have this like we can do a lot with that. If you want to get that bluesy sound, you can always use that over whatever. Let's use that over a B flat, just to like switch the keys. You just go up a fifth, you go, and you can go, okay, so that's what Charlie Parker teaches us in Billy's Bounce, okay? And then he goes, and then he goes, and then he goes. So it's like mixing the F major pentatonic and the F minor, and then it goes. Okay, so that's just blues also. So okay, it's just blues, okay? And then it goes, so it goes, which is fun. Like, I actually think that's very funny because he's using the, okay, so I've never thought about this, actually, but he's going, instead of going, which is like, because it goes to G minor, and the chord before would be like an altered, but he's literally using the, so he goes, I just have to think about this. This is really interesting. I think he's treating that like a minor that goes to D7. So not necessarily a minor 755, which both work in this case. But this is just funny. I would never think about that. But now, analyzing this tune, I started thinking about it. Okay, you can do that. Okay, so that's what he does. He lands like that. Third of D, okay? So he goes. And then he goes. Okay, and then he goes. Okay, third of D. And then he goes. Bebop, okay? He's telling you how to improvise, okay? He's literally telling you, look, this is how you improvise. You see what I did there? I just made it my own. So always ask, this is what I want to tell you, okay? Ask the question, what is Charlie Parker trying to teach me right now, okay? What is Charlie Parker trying to tell me in this melody, okay? It's an amazing thing to really ask these questions, because lo and behold, I literally learned something new right now. I was like, I never thought about a 5-7 to 2, which is the D7. That's the 5-7 to 2, which means it's a dominant to the 2, which is F is 1, right? 2 is G. So the 5 to G would be D. I always thought of that as like, it can't be this. But that's how Charlie Parker treats it. And I trust Charlie Parker. You know? I trust Charlie Parker. What I don't trust are people who just say theory. Theory is the most important thing you need, okay? How about you don't trust those people? How about you trust the artists, okay? The legends, Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, okay? Did they think about that? No, they did not. So let's trust those people, and they play amazing solos, okay? Maybe you don't like Charlie Parker, okay? But then find that guy that does that to you, that does that, like, oh shit, I really like that. Maybe that's like the guy who wrote Style by Starlight, okay? It's the same thing. Okay? You just find your tune, and then you see what is he trying to tell me? Okay, I can play the 11th now. Like, using Style by Starlight, I learned I can play the 11th over a minor 7 flat 5, right? So when I have a minor 7 flat 5, I can play the 11th and do all sorts of stuff. Imagine that would just be like because Style by Starlight goes E minor 7 flat 5, A7, and then it goes to C minor, F7. But instead of you could use that first phrase and make it into a minor 2-5-1 in D minor. Okay, so it goes. You see how that was just a minor 2-5-1 in D minor? Okay. And then you do it your own. I don't know. You just make it your own. So whatever it might be, maybe it's like you just learned a bebop tune. Okay. You just just look at what Charlie Parker taught you in that first. Like, what is he trying to say? Okay. It's the same thing that happens in Billy's bounce almost. It's that, like, you see how that's Billy's bounce? So, that's mixing Billy's bounce and Donna Lee, because that's what Charlie Parker taught me, and now I could play that bebop line. Does this make sense? This is like revolutionary, I think. Like, I've never heard someone talk about this. Okay, this is key. This is amazing. I really like to think like this, because it's literally what they taught us. Okay, it's literally what he taught us. Okay, so it goes. Billy's bounce does. Like it literally does. Okay, and Donna Lee goes like that would be. And then you go. You see how I just mixed two tunes together? It's possible, you know? And that's a thing that will give you language. It will give you technique also. That's also something, like, you'll get good technique by practicing these melodies, okay? So imagine you just practice and you try to get it good, okay? I'm not thinking about alternate or whatever. I'm just trying to get it like the recording. And I practice slowly. Like, and try to really get it, like. So that's the sense moral. That's the moral of the story, okay? Learn melodies, okay? That's the answer. The melody is the answer to how to play over changes, okay? Do that, okay? Learn melodies, and lo and behold, you'll start seeing yourself playing bebop lines, all right? It's cool. It's really amazing. Like, start mixing the melody you've learned. Mix the melody, like, you have the melody you've just learned. Now put it into another tune. Okay, like, can I play Billy's bounce melody over Stella by Starlight? I can. I know I can. And then it goes. Sorry, maybe you didn't see that, but it doesn't matter, because it's just the rhythm Charlie Parker plays is the rhythm of the language, okay? So you don't have to think that much. Just learn the melodies and you get the rhythm, you get technique, you get the language, and you know, and then after that, if you're like, but what is he does theoretically, what is that? Now you go to that, like that area, you analyze what he does theoretically, and that's a good way of doing it, because you're following your interest first, and then after that you learn the language, you apply it to different tunes, you get comfortable with it, and now you're like, okay, but what is it he does? Out of curiosity, what's the theoretical aspect? And now you look that up. You're like, okay, he lands on the third of F, and then he goes, which is like a approach note to the fifth of the dominant chord, and you're like learning this stuff, and you're like, wow. And now what's going to happen is it's going to be in your system, okay? The bebop language will be much more ingrained in your system, because you started with interest, and after that you went into curiosity, and then after that you went into, like, okay, the theoretical aspect. And I've said lo and behold a lot. I like that term. Lo and behold, you'll see yourself becoming much more comfortable and much more like you'll learn stuff. Like it's going to be more fun, I think. Personally, I think it's really like a lot of fun to learn when thinking about it like this. So try to mix the melodies you learn, try to like make it as interesting as you can, and ask the leaders, Charlie Parker, Coltrane, I don't know who it is for you. You ask them, like spiritually, you can't ask them, they're dead, but like you ask them as in, what are you trying to tell me? How am I supposed to play over this chord? And you ask them and they're like, just learn my melody. And I'm literally telling you what I like. And you're like, wow, that's true. And it's a nice melody too. Thank you. You know? So yeah, I hope that made sense and that you join GuitArmin School, because I'm going to go deeper into this. If you like this, join GuitArmin School, because we're going to talk deeper. Like on Monday, now it's Saturday, we're going to talk deeper about this, and people will like, this will be a really, really nice seminar. We're going to talk about melody. Okay. So if you're interested in this, just join the community and join our seminar on Monday. And if you join after Monday, you can always revisit the recording, because I have all the recordings of the seminars inside of the school. So if you're interested, just join the school. Other than that, thank you for your time. Hope you enjoy playing music, and take care of your mental health too. And I'll see you in the next video. All right. Bye-bye. GuitArmin out.